Donald Trump tweeted out yesterday. And let's briefly go back to that, and let's read the tweets. Again, tweet 1, okay? Oh, there you go, Sam. Way to go. I mean, how? The reason for the plan negotiated between the Republicans and the Democrats. First of all, we were not interested in anything being negotiated, okay? Period. Between the Democrats and Republicans, need 60 votes in the Senate, which are not there. Folks, the last time they had 60 votes in the Senate, all right? Now, we don't have all morning to break this down, but the filibuster was never intended for every bill that hit the floor, okay? It was intended to stop a major change in the social fabric or the direction this country was going in, if need be. But it was not established in the Senate for every piece of legislation. Now, what a lot of people don't understand is it takes 60 votes to bring the measure, the legislation to the floor for a vote. Okay? That's right. It does not need 60 to pass. It needs a simple majority to pass. It needs 60 to be brought to the floor. So you have all this legislation on a list that you want to bring to the floor for a vote. To get it to the floor, you have to have 60 votes. So they don't have 60 votes. The Republicans have 52. In all reality, they probably have 47 if you take Susan Collins and the lady out in Alaska and, you know, a couple others. But that being said, okay, that being said, they don't have 60 votes. The last time they had 60 votes is when the Democrats had 60 votes and Darlin Arlen Specter of Pennsylvania posed as a Republican, got elected, switched to Democrat, and that gave them 60 votes, the Democrats, okay? So they don't have 60 votes. So right there, Mr. President, we didn't want Republicans and Democrats to get together. We need 60 votes. The Senate, which is not there. We either elect more Republicans, this is what we're going to talk about, we either elect more Republican senators in 2018, all right, remember that, elect more 2018, that's one part of this we're going to talk about, or change the rule now to 51%, okay? Our country needs a good shutdown in September to fix the mess. What he's trying to tell you is we're going to just give them all the money they want right now. We're going to get Obamacare repealed. We're going to get a new tax plan in place. Once we have that done, we'll come back in September and shut the government down. I know what they're thinking. But I have to tell you, Mr. President, the American people do not trust that. They no longer trust it's coming, okay? All right, no longer do they trust that. There's only one sermon that they want to hear that says it's Friday and Sundays are coming, all right? And Republicans can no longer preach that sermon. The Republicans have been preaching the sermon of it's Friday, but Sundays are coming, okay, for too long now, and the American people do not want to hear that sermon any longer. So let's take those off. Let's go to the first one. Elect more Republicans. We need 8. All right? Give me that picture up there yesterday of you got Chuck Schumer, Joe Manchin. All right? This is a press conference. This is a Capitol Hill press conference that Chuck Schumer, not Mitch McConnell, not the powerful, not the majority leader, this is a press conference yesterday on Capitol Hill by Chuck Schumer. And who is he surrounded by? He's surrounded by four of the cherry-picking Democrats for 2018. It's interesting, he has coalesced his Democrats. So let's look here who he has with him yesterday. All right? He has over there on the far left, He has, hold on there, let me get down here. He has down there on the far left, he has Joe Manchin from West Virginia on my left. What's it on there, right? No, it's their left. It's got to be somebody something. Okay, Joe over there in the red tie, West Virginia. I'm going to tell you, Mr. President, you will not like this, but if you could not have done everything you did for the miners in West Virginia, if you did everything as far as executive orders to put miners back to work as many times as you have signed things to benefit that man, and he's not standing there next to Mitch McConnell pledging his allegiance to Republicans, you blew it. I'm sorry, Mr. President. Joe Manchin is your big loss in my eyes. That should be your senator. You would be talking about legislative wins. That's all the media is talking about, legislative wins. They would be talking about you and I, Joe and the president, standing at the podium and him saying, this is a red state. President Donald Trump with this bill, okay, has given the green light for West Virginia to elect Joe Manchin again as a Democrat. Now, Joe was in a box, like a fox. Joe was boxed in, right? But guess what? He got out. Donald Trump let him out. I told you this was not going to be your normal Donald Trump approval day. I can't help it. West Virginia is a red state now. The other lady, I forget her name, Capio, Senator Capio, West Virginia. That's off the top of my head. I almost know all of them, folks. I enjoy doing this. Capio is a Republican. West Virginia, you hear this all the time on the show. You get bored by it. Only 2 states in the United States that every county was red. Every one. Not a blue county. West Virginia and Oklahoma. Joe was in trouble. Joe could do 1 or 2 things. He could go home to West Virginia and run as a Republican and say, I've seen the light. And I see what Donald Trump's done for my state. And I see my state says they're Republican. Or Donald Trump could give Chuck Schumer enough in this negotiated deal to get Joe Manchin to stay. He could get, folks, if West Virginia starts doing well economically, and there's a crackdown on opiates in West Virginia, the drugs, okay, prescription drugs, and it starts doing better economically with the coal mines, Joe Manchin can run again as a Democrat and win. They'll elect him. So that's one down that you don't have. Remember the tweet? We need 60. So you just marked one off, okay? Now the guy in the shadow back there that you can't see very well because you can't see him very well, that's Sherrod Brown, Ohio. Hey, Mr. President, you won. You won Ohio. You won Ohio against John Kasich. Ohio, you won the primary too. The sitting governor lost there. The sitting governor would not endorse you. The sitting governor basically campaigned against you in Ohio. And you won. You knocked the ball out of the park in Ohio. Okay? There's your second one. Sherrod Brown. That's the other one that you keep saying. Let's go to the next one. All right? The far right, the lady there, Heidi Heidenkamp. We've done these. She was there yesterday. You think Schumer's, I'm sorry, you think Schumer doesn't have a plan? Do you think that the 4 of them surrounding Chuck Schumer yesterday is not a sign back to their home state, their state, saying, hey, we can move the ball forward. You need to keep these senators with me? Really? So you got Heidi Heidenkamp there from North Dakota. Hey, North Dakota, red state. She's in big trouble. I don't know. Donald, maybe there's 4 there that you wipe off. Let me just say, Mr. President, you know what I would do Friday? And obviously you're not going to take my advice, but I would show the desk, and I would show that spending bill sitting on the desk, and I would show it opened up and a pen laying on the top of it, and I would have the media saying, "Where is the president?" And I'd leave it sit. That picture of that bill sitting there with no one to sign it. And I'd get on the damn Air Force One, and I'd get down to Mar-a-Lago, and I'd play golf with anybody that's up next. And I'd leave that thing sitting on my desk unsigned. And I would say, look, Republicans, when you get what I told the American people that we will do, I'll be back to sign it. Until then, hey, you tell your constituents back home why the government shut down, because I don't have to. I told them what I would do. They're smart. The voters are smart. They know I didn't do it. They know I did not write no damn 1,500-page omnibus spending bill. They know that. They know that I did not fund Planned Parenthood. They know that I did not fund the EPA to the fullest. They know all of the above did not happen from me. It was you. So you guys go home, you ladies and gentlemen, you go home, tell your people the president refused to sign it until it cuts spending. I mean, I am tired of hearing the championing of rebuilding our military. Championing of rebuilding our military. I want to rebuild our military. I want to get the old airplanes, the aircraft that will no longer... I need that for 1 minute. I should have got the last part. I'm sorry, Sam. I'm sorry, Sam. Sam figures I've moved along, so she takes that down, and that's... I forgot one in there. Okay, I got sidetracked. Out of the 8 that we need, there's 4 of them. And guess what? There is Bob Casey Jr. right behind Heidi Heidenkamp. It's Bob Casey Jr., senator from Pennsylvania. Folks, this is every opportunity. There's 4 senators right there. I can tell you the story on Bob Casey Jr., Pennsylvania, real quick. Famous dad, famous Bob Casey Sr., governor of Pennsylvania. Republicans voted for Bob Casey Sr. in Pennsylvania. Bob Casey Sr., governor, last real pro-life Democrat in the whole United States. Real. He was supposed to speak at the convention in Bill Clinton's the Democrats' first convention for Bill Clinton, okay, and they removed him from the speaking list, governor from Pennsylvania, Bob Casey, because he would not strike his pro-life commitment. They removed him, okay? Now, the guy's got a whack job for his son. Lord, don't ask me. I know Hines. Hines got killed in a helicopter accident. Teresa Hines married John Kerry. I can tell you the whole damn story. Okay, then you got Harris Wofford, because at the time, oh my God, at the time when John Hines got killed in the helicopter, he appointed, the governor appointed Harris Wofford as senator. Story gets long and long. Anyhow, we got a whack job here. Casey Jr. is a whack job. He has been playing, Bob Casey Jr. has been playing off his dad's good name for years. It's over. The people of Pennsylvania, they know him. It's no longer Bob Casey has that powerful name in Pennsylvania. They could get rid of him. But what the hell? I'm your host, BKP. I'm going to take a little break. I'm going to come back and try to remember where the hell I'm at. I'm on a roll somewhere. Sam, you're going to have to help me out during break. I'll be right back, folks. Circuit World, brand name merchandise at unbelievably low prices. Furniture, appliances, and electronics. Circuit World is locally owned and operated, serving the tri-state area. Circuit World has highly trained professionals to help. Visit your hometown Circuit World today. 3 locations in Georgia, Ellijay, Blue Ridge, and Blairsville, Franklin, and Murphy, North Carolina. No credit checks, so let Circuit World deliver to you today.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
Spring is one of the best times of year to visit the North Georgia mountains. Not only do we celebrate fall apples in Gilmer County, we celebrate the blossoms of spring. The Georgia Apple Blossom Festival brings one exciting weekend to East LJ, Georgia. This free, pet-friendly event has over 50 hand-selected regional vendors offering food, art, crafts, kids' activities, and more. For more information, visit GeorgiaAppleBlossomFestival.com.
Folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. BKP, the voice of rural America. I feel like there's days when I have to come on here and just tell you it's not going to be a pro-Trump show every day. And I'm still on board with the president, folks. I'm still on board with the president. You know that. You know that. Without even a doubt, I'm on board with the president. But I am not going to fall for, no way am I going to fall for that we have to sign this bill Friday and keep the government running. I'm not going to. I don't believe, I think this. I think what will be interesting is to see some polling data on, and I never see that polling data. At the bottom of the screen, while we got it here, that's the U.S. Capitol switchboard, okay? 202-224-3121. Call that switchboard, tell them what congressman you want to talk to or what senator you want to talk to, and tell them what you think about this spending bill, all right? But anyhow, the president, I'm on board, but right now with this spending bill, do you not think it's interesting that the tax plan, the health care plan, and the continuing spending resolution came up around the same week? Just say it. Okay, folks. Now, before we get back to that, I want to bring up All right. So the first half was the tweets. Do we remember Trump said we need 51? Well, we only have 52. We need more senators, right? We showed you 4 of them right there, okay? Now, Sam, I know I told you this was a different segment, but I changed my mind. I know. Huh?
Well, it's too late now. I'll have to put them back together later.
Yeah, I was just thinking.
Yeah, okay. Which one would you like for me to combine it with? The one right before this?
Yeah. See, after we come out of commercial, so we can put them up in different segments, you know, if they're different topics. She'll say, is this a new segment? And I said, yes. And now I have to say, no, it's not a new segment. And it's a whole process. And we'll get all the looks out of the way now.
He just likes to make me work harder later.
Yes. No, the reason I forgot which direction I was going. That's your fault if I don't know what direction I'm going. Exactly.
Who writes the show, me or you?
Part of the responsibility, I told you, try to keep up with where I'm going. Pay attention. Okay, the second half of the tweet, remember the 52. The 52, we need 8. So we know that. I don't think that's going to happen in 2018. So what about the filibuster, getting it out of the way? I just want to put this in because this part goes in. Trump hopes for good shutdown to nix filibusters, gets chilly Senate reception. Now, the lady, which I don't remember her name, if Mitch McConnell, if somebody in his campaign organization, and it certainly wasn't Mitch McConnell, but they were sitting around one day in Kentucky, all right, or Washington, D.C., and this lady that was running against, look it up, look up Mitch McConnell opponent, Senate opponent, in, I think it was 2014. Who ran against Mitch McConnell in Kentucky in 2014? And I forget the lady's name. I remember, but I forget her name. And she was doing, well, all I can remember is she didn't look too bad. Don't shake your head. That's all I remember. I remember her name. So somebody was sitting around and thought of, wow, wonder who she voted for president. And that was the death nail in Kentucky.
Her name was Allison Grimes.
Allison Grimes, yes. Allison Grimes in Kentucky. Okay. I think she was Secretary of State, wasn't she? Was she Secretary of State? Now, you knew I was going to ask that.
Yeah.
You knew I was going to ask next who she was. Anyhow, I think she was Secretary of State or something like that, or Attorney General or something in Kentucky. She was already on Lieutenant Governor.
Secretary of State.
Secretary. I tell you what, I do pretty well. I mean, so she's Secretary of State of Kentucky. She's already been elected by the people of Kentucky, right? And somebody sits around and says, hey, who did she vote for president? Now, that wasn't Mitch McConnell. But folks, do you realize the majority leader of the Senate is only one question away from being there? Because I think whoever had this great thought to come up with a question like this was the death nail. Because I do think the people of Kentucky are ready to remove Mitch McConnell. I do. He has the money. It's hard to unseat a sitting senator. It really is. That has a lot of money, especially if they're in their second and going into their third term. But the people of Kentucky were ready to until the question, and Allison Grimes had to say she voted for Barack Obama, and that probably was worth 5 points right there, and she was through, okay? So always remember, Mitch McConnell, every time he comes to the floor, okay? Mitch McConnell, every time he comes to the floor, is only 5%, one question away that he would not have this major decision on how to run the Senate. With a few expectations, Republicans were eager to push back Tuesday on suggestions by President Trump that the Senate needed a good shutdown so that it would nuke its legislative filibuster rule. Perhaps the strongest pushback came directly from the top when Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, a Republican from Kentucky, was asked if it was time to change the Senate rules for passing legislation. No, it isn't, McConnell told reporters flatly. No, it isn't. Why isn't it time to change the rules? Why? Because I'm going to tell you the very second Democrats get that 51 threshold back, those rules will get changed. Oh, absolutely. It would fundamentally change the way the Senate has worked for a very long time, he added, and we're not going to do that. All right? It has fundamentally changed the way the Senate has worked for a long time. Let's just take that sentence for a second. Mitch McConnell, fundamentally, it's not working. Okay? Let's turn a couple things around there. It would fundamentally change the way the Senate worked for a long time. Senate's not working, sir. Fundamentally, the government's broken. Fundamentally, it doesn't work for the American people. Fundamentally, you people do not understand we're broke out here. Fundamentally, you can't keep taking our money because that's the only way you are going to pay all the promises you've made in these spending bills. So fundamentally, it doesn't work. So, President Trump, what do you do? Because Mitch McConnell says he's not going to do it. He don't care. He's not going to do it. And then you got Paul Ryan. What did he get, 70,000 votes up there in Wisconsin? See, Paul Ryan's state went for Donald Trump, right? When Paul Ryan wouldn't even stand on the stage with him, Speaker of the House. So, the question remains, why vote Republican? Why? That question remains. So, Rush Limbaugh, the vice president of Prince, said, well, look, respectfully, Rush, I actually think this was, as the president said a little while ago, I think this was actually a clear win for the American people. Look, you've had Washington, D.C. that has been, paralyzed by gridlock and partisan infighting for many years. And in this new president, you have someone who is able to bring people together to make $21 billion in increases. Democrats in Washington insisted that any increase in defense spending would be matched with increases in domestic spending. So, Vice President is trying to tell Rush Limbaugh and the American people, hey, the country's been paralyzed by gridlock and infighting for years. We have a bipartisan president. Okay? Really? That's what we voted for? Rush, come right back. If I'm the Democrats, $21 billion, $15 billion for defense, that was not originally authorized. That's a small price to pay for continuing to fund refugee resettlement, continuing to fund Planned Parenthood, continuing to fund sanctuary cities, continuing to fund the EPA, and not build the wall. The Democrats clearly think this is a big win, and they're confident that they can block Trump's agenda after this spending bill for the rest of Trump's term. There isn't anything of the president's agenda in this budget, and the people are beginning to ask, when's that going to happen? If you're going to shut it down in September, why not now? Right? Why not now if you're going to shut it down? I mean, everybody's asking, why not shut this thing down? All right? So this doesn't end well. I mean, the president, Rush said, Mr. Vice President, we've been told this for 15 years. We're gonna next time after every continuing resolution. Every continuing resolution. I'm going to end with this because I may come back to it later, but with every continuing resolution, we've been told this. Folks, let me just say, okay, that you will not turn this country around with the continued lies that our Congress is telling the American public. That 1,500-page omnibus bill was on the shelf when they left for recess. They knew it was there when they came back. They knew what they were going to vote on. And the whole entire time they lied, smoke and mirrors. They came back, they passed a 5-day continuing spending resolution because they had to put this out and lead you to believe that they'd been working on this feverishly overnight, and they have this spending appropriations bill ready to go, an omnibus. I tell you what, I sure hope that people in the 6th District are not asking when it comes to Karen Handel, because Karen's doing everything right. Now, this is not anti-Karen Handel. But what has Trump done here with this 6th congressional district race when it's not Rush Limbaugh? It is BKP on Monday morning. It is everyone out there is saying, whoa, why do we continue to vote Republican? I just hope on June 20th, people of the 6th District are not wondering why they continue to vote Republican. Just saying. I'm your host, BKP. We're going to take a brief break, change the direction just a little bit. We'll probably be talking about this the rest of the day when we come back. Sam, take us a break.